Good afternoon. I'm Annalie Rogers, the Student Body President. This week we are celebrating Red Ribbon Week. Red Ribbon Week is celebrated across the country to highlight the importance of living a drug-free life. The theme this year is Be Kind to Your Mind, Live Drug-Free. This theme is about making positive choices to be happy and healthy, because that is being kind to your mind. As part of our Red Ribbon Week activities, we have some special guests joining us today to share personal testimonies, to answer questions, and to encourage us to live positive, healthy lives and to live drug-free. At this time, Ms. Martin will introduce our guest speaker.
All right, good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon, Mrs.
All right, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about our guest speaker. Coach Gillum has many impressive stat lines to stand on, including his high school career, where he was a two-time All-State football player at Anderson County and led the state in rushing yards, leading his teams to a semifinal and quarterfinal appearance, was a three-time All-Region MVP, and an All-East Tennessee Player of the Year while he was in high school. He was recruited by many schools, began his college career at Tusculum, but wanted to be a Tennessee Volunteer, so he was an invited walk-on the 1997 team. Injuries plagued his career in college, and Coach Gillum found his way to ETSU, where he became a graduate assistant coach with Anderson County graduate Jamie Chadwell. Coach Gillum knew football would take him to different places and relied on his faith to put him where he was supposed to be. In 2009, Davey got the call to come back to Anderson County and coach his alma mater. He had married the love of his life, Margarita, and they had just welcomed their firstborn, John David, who is currently a 7th grader and looking forward to becoming a Maverick in the next couple of years. He has won over 127 games as head coach at Anderson County and is currently ranked in the top 10 for wins in the state of Tennessee among active coaches. His teams are currently ranked in the top 10 and are defending state champions, as well as 7-time back-to-back region champions, having not lost a region game since 2016. Coach Gillum is proud of his accomplishments, but most importantly, he is proud of his faith, and he is glad to share his testimony. He uses football as a platform to help kids and guide them to Jesus, and he considers that to be his greatest accomplishment. So before he comes to speak to us, we are going to watch some highlights of Anderson County's win at the state championship game last December. At this time, please help me welcome TSSAA's 2022-2023 Football Coach of the Year and our very own Anderson County High School's Coach of the Mavs, Mr. Davey Gillum.
You guys hear me all right? Yeah! No. That was exciting, wasn't it? Yeah! Any of you guys get to go watch the game last year? Anybody? No. All right. If you can, come out this Friday. It's our Halloween game. We got a blackout, and I think they got a special Halloween entrance. If you can make it, it'll be exciting. Appreciate y'all having me out. I know you guys had a big week. And we got some of our players here today. We got Stephen Powers, we got Slover, we got Hall, and we got Trent Strickland. I think y'all know Miss Strickland. And she's the best. And Daylon Cole. All those guys played on our championship team last year. All those guys went to this very school right here. So that's important. Y'all saw Mr. Val's son on the film making plays, one of the best football players to ever play at Anderson County High School. I don't know if y'all realize who Mr. Val's kid is, but he's an unbelievable football player playing at Murray State right now. I have been very fortunate in my life. I've been able to play college football. I got to play at Tennessee when we won a national title in 98, 99. Then I went to East Tennessee State and finished my career there. After I finished my career there, I got to get into coaching. East Tennessee State kept me on as a coach, and I coached there for 3.5 years. Then went to a small college in Kentucky and coached for a couple of years, and it was there I met my wife. She was a former pro tennis player who was playing college tennis there. And then we moved back to Tennessee to raise a family. And I am a preacher, and the Lord had called me to be a preacher, and we moved back here where we could raise a family. And eventually I got to come here back to Anderson County. And through time, the Lord had kind of revealed to me that football was my ministry, and it wasn't as much of a pulpit. I do preach at church sometimes, helping our church, but for the most part, I work in our community and trying to help raise young men and trying to help kids in the community, really to do the things y'all are talking about this week, making good decisions, and understanding that every decision we make has an outcome, and those outcomes are already set. We have the freedom to make choices. We don't have the freedom to change the outcomes that come with those choices. So a lot of times we got to educate you guys on what the outcomes are on the decisions that you make every day, because they have long-term consequences, and a lot of them can't be undone. But in my lifetime here, I grew up in this same area, and I actually played at Jacksboro down the road, but I will say when I grew up, the toughest kids we ever played against was right here at Lake City. This was the heart of Anderson County, and definitely the heart of Anderson County football. So I'm very familiar with the area. Some of my best friends were from this area growing up, and I've been very fortunate in my time, whether it be through football, playing, coaching high school, coaching college, or through ministry, to meet a lot of people. Grew up with a lot of people, similar situations to you're in or I was in, that became very successful. They mentioned Jamie Chadwell. Are y'all familiar with Coach Chadwell? Coach Chadwell is a coach at Liberty University. He's one of the top 5 coaches in the entire country right now in the college level, and just doing wonderful things. He was just like you guys, grew up in this area right here. I just got out of a meeting with a guy, owns his own business named Mike Malacote. Another guy I grew up with, went to Anderson County High School, probably worth billions of dollars in his company, one of the biggest in the world. But as many stories as I could tell you from guys like Jamie and Mike who've made decisions and really made something out of themselves, starting in places just like you guys are right now. It came down to the decisions they made through their life. But for every success story I could tell you about one of those guys, I could tell you 100 or 200 of one of my friends or teammates or classmates that wasn't successful, that made decisions that ruined their life, and the consequences of those things. But some of the things that the people that I knew well, like Jamie and Mike and some guys I played college ball with and in business with that are successful, some things they all had in common was they were able to stay clean through elementary, middle school, and high school. They never got involved with drugs and alcohol and a partying lifestyle. They were able to stay away from all that. One of the things that helped them do those things was they always had goals in trying to be somebody. And I know at your age, a lot of you probably don't realize I'm going to be an engineer, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to play in NFL, anything like that. But they had immediate goals. Goals in wanting to be healthy, goals in making good grades, or how many of you guys play sports in here? Okay. So even in that, nobody's concerned whether you're the greatest ball player or cheerleader in the world, but you should be trying to do your best. And if you're trying to do your best, you're going to put work into it. You're going to put time into it. If you're trying to make good grades, you're going to go home, you're going to study, you're going to do your homework. Doing those things, being active. And what that does is that keeps you away from idle time where you go home and do nothing. And that's dangerous. It's dangerous for me. At 45, I try and keep myself busy. Because if I just go home and watch a TV or watch a phone or watch YouTube or social media, I'm programming my mind to see things it shouldn't, to hear things it shouldn't. And not only am I programming it to see and hear the wrong things, but I'm not programming it for good things. And I'm not being healthy, and and those things have consequences. All of our decisions have consequences. So having a goal and immediate goals and just being a good friend, being a good son or daughter, being a good student, those are important. You put time into those things, and that brings value to them. And it helps you grow as a person, helps you have meaning as a purpose as a person. The Bible says, where there is no vision, the people shall perish. So what that's saying is it's important to have goals, and those goals keep you on a path. And those paths have endings. But if you don't have a goal, you just go wherever. And the path, you don't know where it's going to lead, and sometimes those are dangerous things. As you get older as an adult, a lot of us know where those paths lead. If you get involved in drugs and alcohol and that lifestyle, then we know where that leads. We know it leads into ruin. It destroys families. It destroys marriages. Not just in your life, but for generations to come, people will struggle for the choices we make. But in setting goals, we understand that you have to make choices to get to those things. So at your age, somebody could just say, I want to be healthy. And that's a good goal. I just want to be healthy. What are some things we would do if we wanted to be healthy? What would we do?
Like eat fruits and stuff?
Yeah, you'd eat good. Would you eat a lot of potato chips and sugar and cake? No. What would you do?
Exercise a lot.
Yeah, so you would exercise a lot. Okay, that's good. But here's the thing. When you make goals, and everybody would say, I want to be healthy, right? Would anybody say, I want to be unhealthy? No. You want to be healthy, so you're going to eat a certain way. You're going to sleep a certain amount. You're going to exercise. And those are choices you make. And the outcome from those choices would be you'd be healthy. But what if I said, well, I want to be healthy, but then I go home, I sit around on my phone or on the TV, I don't exercise, I don't go outside and play, I eat a bunch of chips and cakes and cookies and sit up all night, but I said I still want to be healthy. Am I going to be healthy? No. Well, life is very similar to that. Everybody wants happiness. Everybody wants a healthy life. Everybody wants to have a good job one day. Everybody wants to have a good spouse, a husband, a wife, a joy-filled life. But a lot of times they're not taking the steps to get those things. And there's a lot of different ways to get that, but if drugs and alcohol and a dormant lifestyle is part of it, you can't get that outcome. So let me give you an example along those lines of just not having goals. People that don't have immediate goals as far as even playing sports or being a good son or daughter or being active in their Sunday school or youth group or anything like that, or good grades, whatever it is, are more apt to just go home and waste time. And as you get older, you realize there's nothing more important in life than time. You've only got so much of it. And once it's gone, it's gone. You don't ever get it back. Now, it's harder to understand that at your age, but once you get a little older, it becomes more valuable. You don't want to waste it. But people that are wasting time are usually doing it through some form of entertainment, just watching, not thinking, not preparing. And what happens is, not only you're not seeing good things, but a lot of times you're seeing bad things. And a lot of times life's going to go by, and you're going to end up hanging out with people that have those same habits that are wasting time. And those same people usually find something to get their time spent with. And a lot of times it's those very things that drugs and alcohol and things end up coming in that pattern. It's important for all of us to have purpose. It's important for all of us to realize we're here for a reason, and it's not just to sit here and be like an animal, to eat, sleep, and drink, and be merry, and just wake up, be entertained. So it's important every day you make decisions. What are you going to do with your free time today? Are you going to just go home and stare at TV? Yeah, I'm not trying to promote everybody playing football, but sports are good in the sense of they provide structure. They give you exercise. They teach you to work with others. You build friendships. But there's a lot of things you can do with your time. But you need to have purpose in those things. When you make that bad decisions, like we were talking about, saying I want to be healthy and then eating bad things, well, the consequences ain't just being unhealthy in the immediate time, but if you were to eat like that and not exercise, eventually you're going to have cholesterol problems, heart disease, maybe heart attacks. All them things come from that. And it gives problems the rest of your life. So what I'm trying to say is, you got to understand that all of our choices have consequences. You get to choose whatever you want, but you don't get to change the outcomes. You know, if you act up in class, you choose to do that, but you don't get to choose how the teacher responds. The consequences are usually already set in life. Somewhere along the way, though, we think we can change the outcomes, and we can't. So it's important to understand those things. Like, example, our team last year, we said we want to win a state championship. Okay, so we go to work. We go to work in December. We're in the weight room, and we do 7-on-7. And our linemen come in on the weekend, and they do training. And then in spring, we got spring practice, and we're working. In summer practice, we have 7 a.m. practices all summer. And then we got 7-on-7 in the evening. Then we got fall camp. It's a long year. It's a big price to pay. A lot of people get hurt. There's a lot of bruises, a lot of sweat, a lot of blood, a lot of pain, a lot of having to die to self and be a good teammate and love the people around you because you're around them so much, to have chemistry, all them type things. And that's what we said are the choices we would have to make towards winning a state championship. And we come in and did all those things, and we got what we wanted. We won a state championship. But what it took was already there. We had to decide whether we would make those choices. Now, if we had said, and this is what most people do, they said, we want to win a championship, but they don't want to work, they don't want to sweat, they don't want to bleed, they don't want to do it day in, day out, then you're not going to get that. And we could have come in and said, hey, we won a championship, but we didn't do what it takes and want the state or TSSAA to give it to us anyway, but it's not going to work like that. And life don't work like that, okay? If you want something in life, you can have what you want, but you gotta be willing to work for it. And the outcomes, again, are set. You just got to decide what path you want to go to get there. For me, again, the Lord uses football as a ministry for me to serve Him. But I was saved as a youngster, probably 12 years old. And the reason I coach is because I believe that's what the Lord wants me to do. But in making choices, we all have different motivations. Like if I'm wanting to be a great athlete, that's the motivation to go to workouts and do all them things that are hard. But the reason I do right, and if you want to be happy, then you got to just do right every day. The reason I do right is because I'm a Christian, and I'm trying to make the Lord happy. I'm trying to please Him. And that's what holds me to the decisions I make, not when people are watching me, but all the time. I try and do right to make the Lord happy. And the Lord's used a lot of Bible to guide me and direct me in my path. And I didn't always want to be a coach. I wanted to get into what you call full-time ministry, where I was at a church. And the Lord showed me that you're in ministry, because ministry is a people business. And there's no way for me to reach more people than with what I do in coaching football. And how many of y'all are familiar with the story of Moses? Anybody know who Moses is in the Bible? So Moses, he was in Egypt. God called him out. He was a shepherd for 40 years in the wilderness. And then God calls him on Mount Sinai and gives all these miracles to him and sends him back to Egypt and takes his people out. But it was when he was a shepherd that God told him to take that staff and lead his people out. And God showed me there that the Lord wants to use you where you are with what you have. And he was a shepherd, so God used his staff. He used that staff for the miracles. He used the staff to part the Red Sea. And God showed me, you don't have a staff, but you have a whistle. And God expects you to use it. And you guys are 4th and 5th graders. And God wants to use you where you are. You're a son, you're a daughter, you've got friendships, and God wants you to be faithful in those things. And whether I was a coach or I was working in a factory, God wants me to use those things for him and his glory. And then later on, the Lord showed me that, what I do have, the Lord can do more with it than I can. How many are familiar with the story where Jesus fed the thousands with just a few fishes and a small loaf of bread? So the story is there's a young boy there, and the disciples say, Master, there's thousands and thousands of people. It said 10,000 men plus women and children, so probably 25, 30,000 people there, and they didn't have anything to feed them. And some little boy gives them what he has. Now, is a few fishes enough to feed 30,000 people? No. But when we give what we have to the Lord, he can do more with it than we ever could. And as a young boy, I gave the Lord my life, and he's done more with it than I ever could myself. And I would just urge you to do that. Just give your life and your time to the Lord, and he'll do more with it than you ever could. But thank you all for letting me talk. I'm going to introduce Trent Strickland here. Trent is a football, basketball, and baseball star at Anderson County. He's been exceptional at both. He's one of the statistically one of the top 10 receivers in East Tennessee right now. Also does real good on defense, but he's been successful in all sports. Got an older brother that was a football, basketball, baseball star at Anderson County as well. I think went on to play college baseball. But Trent excels on the field and off the field. And he's sat right here in these very seats where you guys are. He's a good illustration of when you make good choices, good things happen.
All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Trent. You guys probably know my mom. Mom's Holly. Who's had Holly in class? Who's? I call her Holly. I don't call her Miss Strickland anymore. All right. Was she your favorite teacher? Oh, that's surprising. She's not like that at home. I'm just kidding. I grew up in Clinton, and my mom got a job here, so I came to Lake City, and I've always played sports my whole life, and I've been a Christian my whole life, and I just want to encourage you guys to take that path. I've always played football. I played football for Coach Gillum. I'm a receiver and outside linebacker, and I just came here today to talk about making good choices and to go to church and just be a good Christian athlete. I want to encourage you guys to play football. I have some of the best friendships, like my friends over here, they have always led me and helped to be a good role model for all you guys and just to help you guys make right decisions. I remember sitting here in these classes and just having some of the best times of my life. I've had many good memories here, and I'm just thankful for all the teachers here. Like Miss Leach, she's the GOAT. She's the best. Love Miss Leach. And then I went to Lake City Middle. I played all 3 sports there. I really want to encourage you guys to just play sports. That's where I've found some of my best friendships, and I feel like God's led me through sports, led me to be a role model for all you guys and just all the people in my life. I won't be here long for you guys, but I just want to say that sports has also helped me to stay away from alcohol and drugs. And sometimes you'll meet people in your life that maybe they don't play sports, maybe they do, and you just guys need to stay away from them. Bad people, let me look at my notes, hang on. I just don't want you guys to be a part of that. Somebody's always watching you, like your parents, and say maybe your parents are involved in that. You guys just need to stay away from that, and that's really all I got to say. Told you I wouldn't keep you long. Anybody got any questions? All right, what do you got?
What's your hobby except for sports?
Hobby? I like to snowboard. Anybody heard of snowboarding? Yeah, I like to snowboard, go to the lake. Anybody go to the lake? Yep. I love going to the lake. All right, who else got another question? Let's hear it. Wait, what?
Favorite football player?
My favorite football player? Probably just have to say C.D. Lamb. Anybody know C.D. Lamb? Plays for the Cowboys. Anybody know Dallas Cowboys? Hey, you're right then. Perfect. All right. One more question. Who wants the last question? All right, what you got?
Have you ever been deer hunting?
Deer hunting. I'm not a big hunter. I like to fish. Anybody like fish? All right. Perfect. All right. That's all I got to say.
All right, Lakers, what do we say to Coach Gillum and his football players? Let's give them one more big hand. All right, at this time, we are going to transition and we are going to welcome our Lake City Middle School cheerleaders to the front. Thank you, guys. Come up here for the questions. Come up here for the questions and then we'll go. Wait, Mom, are we on stage? We are going to start with some questions for our cheerleaders. And then they are going to encourage us with some cheers. All right, we're going to start right here with Riley Braden. Everybody say hi, Riley. Riley, what are some activities that you enjoy doing in middle school?
Definitely volleyball and cheer.
Okay.
And
then we're going to go to Charlie. Say hi, Charlie. Would you be able to do some of the things that you do, like cheer and volleyball, if drugs, alcohol, or tobacco were part of your life?
No, because those are really harmful things to your mind, and it can really make you not think straight. Well, I don't want to say think straight, but it can really make you not be able to do the things that you want to do, even every day.
Thank you. All right, and then we have McKenna. Where's McKenna? There she is. Say hi, McKenna. What challenges do you face in middle school?
In middle school, I face a lot of peer pressure and stress.
And then we have Sophia. Say hi, Sophia. And we have two Sophias, so this is Sophia Martin. Do you think that drugs, alcohol, or tobacco will help you face challenges of middle school?
No,
Why not?
because it can harm your brain, and if it does something to you that you can't fix, you could never overcome those challenges. But what can help you with your challenges is the teammates on your team. They help you and support you if you need anything.
Thank you. All right, then we have Riley Kennedy. Say hi, Riley. Do you have more responsibilities and independence in middle school than you had in elementary school?
Yes.
So how do you handle those responsibilities?
I do different sports, and I just balance time out for practicing and schoolwork, like homework and hanging out with my friends.
So managing your time is a big deal. Very good, thank you. Fifth graders, did you hear that? All right, Jaden. Say hi, Jaden. How do you choose who you spend your
You have to choose your friends off of people who are good characters and can help you make good choices. And you can still have fun without getting in trouble.
All right, and then we have Caitlin. Say hi, Caitlin. Caitlin, what do you hope to do as a career in the future?
Definitely in the medical field
And so how could drugs, alcohol, and tobacco limit your ability to do that?
it could definitely mess you up in high school or middle school with the grades and stuff. You have to get good grades to go into the medical field. And then if you don't get good grades, then you wouldn't be able to go to the medical field. And then even if you do make it to the medical field, you wouldn't be very good at your job.
Very good, good answer. All right, then we have Lily. Say hi, Lily. Hi. Lily's going to get 2 questions. What advice would you like to give our students as they continue their time in elementary school and look forward to middle school, especially our 5th graders?
I want to say that don't do drugs because it can affect you mentally and physically, especially for you guys who want to grow up and go do sports, and that can really mess you up and you won't be able to do the things that you want.
Okay. Do you know someone who is or has been addicted to drugs, alcohol, or tobacco? And if so, how did this affect you, your family, and your relationship with that person?
I had a friend, and she had a sister. We were really close, so I like to call them my sisters. And she was in high school, and she was addicted to drugs. So she was always over at our house and everything. But when my parents found out she was addicted to drugs, it kind of messed our family up a bit. We couldn't see her anymore and all this other stuff. But now she's actually really good. I don't know where she is right now, but I know that she's doing good. I still talk to her. I still talk to her little sister. And yeah.
Well, there's a happy union. All right. And thank you for sharing that, Lily. And we're going to go back to Jaden. How do drugs, alcohol, and tobacco change the people who use them?
If you use drugs and alcohol, it can change your entire personality, and your friends, if they got addicted to drugs or alcohol, they probably wouldn't be your friends anymore.
No. All right. Now let's say hi to Rachel. Hi, Rachel. All right, Rachel, how does being in sports and clubs help you stay healthy? And does being active in these organizations help you avoid making negative choices like drugs, alcohol, or tobacco?
They definitely help you stay healthy because if you use drugs, alcohol, or tobacco, you will be very unhealthy. And if you use those, sometimes they can make you very violent. And if you want to be in any sport, club, or activity, you cannot be violent.
Thank you. All right, let's say hi to Haley. Hi, Haley. She was just with us not long ago. All right, Haley, what can you say to someone who tries to pressure you into trying something that is dangerous or unhealthy for you?
I would say that I don't want to do it because it's not good for mental health or physical health, and that also it's just something that's not really good for your body, including with being in sports and in cheer. You are very active and you do a lot of things with helping others, including in stunts, and it wouldn't be very good.
So is it okay to say no? Yeah. Absolutely. All right, let's say hi to Brianna. Brianna, hi Brianna. She gets 2 questions too. What are some positive, healthy activities you can do with your friends?
You could go shopping together. You can also bake with a parent there. And you can go outside and play on a trampoline or anywhere.
And our theme this year of Red Ribbon Week is Be Kind to Your Mind. What are some ways you choose to be kind to your mind and body?
First, eat a good, healthy breakfast in the morning and at least get 6 or 8 hours of sleep. I know it's hard for some of y'all, but get sleep. And then just do exercising. And if you don't exercise, you can just at least go outside and walk or run.
Thank you. All right, and we're going to go back to Caitlin for our final question. This is to sum it all up, guys. Why is it important to live drug-free?
It's important to live drug-free so you can hang out with your friends and
and so you can get a good job, get a good career, and so you can have a happy life without having to struggle with like drugs or whatever, so that ruin your life.
All right, let's give these girls a hand. They have a good answer. All right, well, I want you to sit back and watch. These girls are going to do some cheers for us. If they ask, excuse me, if they ask for audience participation, please participate.
Who's there? Who's there?
What do we say to our Lake City Middle School cheerleaders? Can we do one of those cheers with you guys? Lakers live drug free. Lakers live drug free. You don't have to do the stunt. Just the cheer. Just the cheer. Just the cheer. We're just going to say it with you. Not the stunt, just the cheer. We just want to participate with you. Girls, good job. All right, let's give our Lake City Middle School cheerleaders one big hand. All right, thank you all for being a good audience. I hope you heard something today that will stick with you and help you to make good choices as you go forward. At this time, you are dismissed. Thank you. Wait a minute.